6 feet apart.
That's right. You can start now. Bless everyone. I don't know which means more to me, this or this. I think it's this. Thank you, everybody. Thanks for being here today. I'm not this good yet, but I am.
Well, I have a chair. She's got it all. This is their president. Don't forget the flags. The flags.
Stand for flag salute, please.
Flags over there. Flags over there. That's right. Everybody will follow.
I pledge allegiance
of the United States of America,
Republic,
for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty, justice for all.
Sister Mercy couldn't make it, so thank God for a nice day. Amen.
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 Amen. As presiding president of this ceremony, I don't know what really to say. Am I supposed to say something? Was it written down? Well, I'd like to welcome all the friends and family and the rest of the people that are watching us do this. They're up there somewhere.
You know, sir. You may be seated, sir.
I want to congratulate Dr. Atkins on a job well done. And it's been a pleasure working and living next to you. And you're the best neighbor wife in the world.
Amen.
Amen. I'm done.
All right, you have to do an introduction to the ceremony, Ms. Legal. You have to describe the fitting ceremony. Okay. Well, thanks for letting me know. We did a program.
You want a program?
And now we come to the hooding ceremony. Our doctorate students work very hard for 3 years. They research, they survey, they hold focus groups, they don't go out for days on end. But the result is graduation and a doctorate.
And you're standing in for
I am standing in
Dr. Thomas Smith.
for Dr. Thomas Smith.
Okay. Okay, thank you. Now Kathy awards the diploma.
Now, Ms. Atkins will be awarding the diploma. Ms. Hankins.
They sound alike.
With great pleasure, I give this diploma to the new Dr. Trudy
And
Ann
Atkins.
Atkins.
Thank you.
Clap. And she is now hooded.
Hold a little tighter. Hold a little tighter.
Pretty.
Really? Good? Okay.
Alright, turn around, let's let her see that.
Good?
Show her the back.
Beautiful.
Look at that.
Good?
Woohoo!
Very French.
All right, now I gotta read my speech.
Yes.
All right.
Okay, here we
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, President Del Olmo, university trustees, administration, family, friends, guests, and most importantly, members of the Rider University class of 2020. Woo! My name is Trudy Atkins. I'm delighted to be a member of the Rider University's first educational leadership doctoral cohort. Thanks to Dr. Gadudo's visionary leadership and the support of the wider university, what started as a dream today becomes a reality. Doctoral degrees will be awarded by Rider University School of Education and Human Services for the very first time. Woo! In the summer of 2017, the doctoral students gathered for our initial set of on-campus classes. We spent a good deal of time getting to know one another and learning each other's life story. As time went by, the stories that were professional at first became increasingly personal. We celebrated promotions, new babies, 2 in this cohort, awards for schools of character, and college acceptances for our children. We support each other when illnesses, layoffs, or family deaths touched our group. I'm confident that being the first ed leadership doctoral cohort at Rider University will bind this group as colleagues and friends forever. Yeah! We are all supremely aware that knowing a person's story allows us to treat one another with acceptance and respect, a trait that is more important than ever in today's society. While at Rider, we have learned that equity and inclusion are 2 of the most important parameters of leadership. Every person in this vast arena has a story. Although those stories may separate us at times, more than likely they bring us together. I'd like to tell you a story of someone I knew many years ago. Charles Tucker Atkins was born in Trenton, New Jersey, just a mile or so from the Sovereign Bank Arena where all of us were supposed to be today. On East Franklin Street in 1917 to Edward, Ted for short, and Anna Atkins. When Charles was 12, he lost his mother to influenza. As a single father, Ted did the best he could to raise his family. There were 3 boys and a girl to look after. Realizing that caring for a little girl was too much for him, Ted sent Charles's sister Dorothy to live with her Aunt Amy in Neptune, New Jersey. The 3 boys were left at home in Trenton to do all of the chores, including cooking, cleaning, and other housework that in those days were typically completed by males. As you know, in the fall of 1929 brought the Great Depression to this country. The Atkins boys, aged 12, 10, and 8, did all they could to provide for their family of 4 men. They hunted the local woods for rabbits and pheasant, they kept goats for milk, and they found work wherever they could. At one point, Ted got a job digging ditches. He hated the job, but he needed the money for his boys. The boss would come by and say, "Do it good, Ted." So he kept digging. Ted told one of his sons that if his boss ever said anything else to him, he was going to put down the shovel and walk away. But the boss always said, "Do it good, Ted." The boys made it through the Depression and graduated from high school. After graduation, they all got jobs at Roebling's Wire Works, the building on the other side of Route 29 behind the behind the Cure Bank Arena where we're all supposed to be today. 6 months after the youngest Atkins boys started working for Roebling, Pearl Harbor was attacked and the United States entered World War II. Each Atkins boy volunteered for service, Edward Jr. and Harold for the United States Navy and Charles for the United States Army. Luckily, the boys survived the war and came home to marry and start families. Charles started work as a railroad engineer and later as a custodian after the war. I remember his custodial uniform, green shirt, green pants, black boots, and a black belt where a key ring with dozens of keys jingled every time he took a step. Charles was so proud of those keys. Those keys meant he was important. He could enter any room or any office whenever he wanted. Those keys gave Charles power. Without them, he could not provide the daily duties his colleagues and employer were expecting from him. The keys, you see, were the link between success and failure for Charles. I tell this story because there are similarities between us, the graduates, and the Atkins family. Since beginning our studies at Rider, we have worked hard, like Ted did when he was digging ditches, sometimes wanting to walk away, but possibly staying because someone believed in us and told us we were doing a good job. We've made sacrifices like Ted did when he sent his daughter away, and some of us have served our country like the Atkins boys. And if you have served our country as a member of the armed forces or have served as a police officer or first responder of any category, would you please stand and be recognized at this time? Thank you for your service, Officer John and Commander Atkins. Mostly, I tell this story because today's graduates in our fancy gowns will get a brand new degree from Rider University that will likely be the key to our success, just like the keys that hung from Charles's belt. The degrees awarded today will be a key to open doors, give us confidence, and allow us to perform the duties that our employers and colleagues expect of us, just like Charles Tucker Atkins, my Uncle Charlie, did when he served as a custodian in Lawrenceville so many years ago. You might recognize the name of the school where Uncle Charlie worked. Back then, it was called Rider College. Today, I hope everyone is as proud of their degrees as Uncle Charlie was of his keys. Here's your last assignment from Rider. Remember, sacrifices are sometimes necessary. Tell folks they are doing a good job when they deserve it. And please, please, like you did for me today, remember to listen to everyone's story. Heartfelt congratulations on your accomplishments so far and sincere best wishes for future success. Thank you.
There's one more thing that you have to do. You must drink from the chalice of life. As a quarantinee, it's okay to vodka kill the... I got 100 proof.
Oh my God.
It's not really vodka, it's water. Right?
Woo! All right. Time to
to really
celebrate.
drink.
I can't.
Bubbles.
Oh, we
yeah,
got bubbles?
Yeah, bubbles.
I can't see it. I can't. I can't see it.
Very good, Trudy. That was a beautiful speech.
That was beautiful.
I can't remember. I don't know where it is. All right, we'll just play anything. Yeah, I tried out, but they didn't pick me.
Yeah.
Oh, why would you pick the first
All right, we'll
graduate?
just go out to. We'll just go out to this.
Oh.
Oops, who's this? Is this yours? All right. Nobody else is leaving. I'm leaving. I got my new degree. Hi. God, this thing's hot. Thanks for doing this.
I loved every minute of it.